Hi guys, this is George from Pageant Empress, and in this video I'm going to talk about my personal favorites for Mr. World 2024. It is the most prestigious male pageant which is happening after 5 years since Mr. World 2019. Jack Hazelwood of England, he was crowned back in 2019 in the Philippines, so it is time for him to crown his successor. He'll also be joining the reigning Miss World, Christiana Pelaskova from Czech Republic, so that'll be exciting. And it's happening in Vietnam. As you can see behind me, that is a backdrop for the national costume, which was spectacular. I would say I'll go even as far as saying the production level in Vietnam for Mr. World is much better quality than the Miss Universe in Mexico. So what do you guys think of it? If you saw the national costume, let me know what you think of the production, because this is just for the pre-activities. It'll be even more grand and spectacular in the upcoming days. According to my YouTube setting, only 7.1% of my viewers actually are subscribed to this YouTube channel, so it is completely free. So if you enjoy watching my content, please make sure to click the subscribe button and click the bell notification bells to get updated about my latest updates. These are the 6 requirements that I have in order to select my top 20. So as you guys see on the screen, this number 1 is stage presence, number 2 social project, which includes obviously beauty with a purpose, social media presence. I think it is so important at the moment as we're almost going to 2025 that you need to be quick and update with your social media, as people want to know what you're doing every step of the way, whether you're traveling as a reigning Mr. World with Miss World and the Miss World organization. You need to be very mindful of what you post on social media. So I'm also taking interest on that. Number 4, communication skills. Being a Mr. World or any other male pageant, it is so important for you to be very eloquent, well spoken, as you need to speak in front of big confidence in different parts of the world. So I think that is really important for you to be good at public speaking and have leadership skills. So that is really important. Number 5, good personality, someone who's approachable, kind, have empathy, someone who could just gel well with other contestants, other people. So when you're traveling around, you do not have a big attitude. You just are easy to go around, right? Like easy and comfortable to work with, which is something the Miss and Mr. World organization are looking for in the winner. And last one, fast track events is quite an interesting take, because there are some contestants who have placed in every single fast track event, which you will see soon. So that will be also interesting to see whether or not Mr. World will be someone who has placed in every single fast track event, or someone who did not do that well, but maybe nail the interview round and also the final competition. So let's begin. Mr. World is following the Continental Group, very similar to the Miss World organization. So if you see it, we have top 20 quarterfinalists. We have 6 fast track events. So just like I said previously, if you win fast track event, I have noticed you, because it's quite high chance that one of them probably will win Mr. World or have a high chance of placing in the top 4. So if you win a fast track, that's between top model, talent, charitable work, that's beauty with a purpose, sports challenge, head-to-head challenge, and multimedia. If you win any of those 6 fast track events, you have a direct entry to the top 20 quarterfinalists. Then we have 4 finalists voted by the fans. So you guys watching this video, if you like someone, make sure to vote for them in the Mr. World organization. And they will have 10 contestants chosen by the panel of judges, which is quite good, and says that there will be at least 2 contestants from per region, per continent. So then we have the second round, where they will do in the top 10 semi-finalists. They'll have 9 chosen by the panel of judges, 2 per continent group. So there will be 2 from Asia and Oceania, 2 from Africa, 2 from Europe, 2 from Asia and the Caribbean. And number 1 contestant will be selected through the fan vote. So that's a popular choice. Then the last part of the competition, we have top 4. So top 4, very similar to Miss World, will come from different continents. So 1 will be from, like I said previously, Asian Oceania, 1 from Africa, 1 from Europe, and 1 from Americas and the Caribbean. So we only have 1 from each of those regions. And after that, we'll have the crowning, where 1 will become Mr. World and 3 will be the runner-ups. So first, second, and third runner-ups. So I'm interested. I think the crowning ceremony is probably one of my favorites. So yes, these are some of the contestants I have noticed, but they unfortunately did not make my top 20, as I had very rigid and restrictions in terms of which contestants I wanted them to pass through. These almost made the cut, but I still noticed them, so I will not be surprised if any of them do make it to the top 20. So they are Jamaica, France, Ireland, Peru, Nepal, Indonesia, Dominican Republic, Colombia, England, and Turkey. I think they did a great job in the national costume and top model and all the other fast track events, but they just missed out. And moving on to my top 20. First one, I have Mr. Angola, Felipe Salvador Maria. So he has previously competed in a different beauty pageant in Thailand, and I think that he has a great body, very great physique. He's quite tall. I think he's 6'2", if I'm not wrong. He's quite tall. He has good physiques. He's great body, and I think that he is a very good, very masculine person that really represents well regarding the African continent. Since we only have like very less contestant compared to other regions, Africa has very, very less contestant in Mr. World. So that's something I really want Mr. World to focus on. It's similar to Miss World. Miss World has many contestants from Africa, which is great. But in the male pageantry, I noticed there's a bit limitation in terms of African contestants. Then in number 19, I have Brazil, Eduardo. He's one of the younger contestants, but he's really intelligent, very well spoken. I watched his head-to-head challenge. Even though he did not win or place, I was really happy with the way he expressed himself. He's very charismatic, and he was there in the top 30 for Beauty the Purpose. And with the Miss World Brazil organization, Mr. World Brazil organization are also working equally as hard in the social project. So that is something that I think that he might be a dark horse in the competition. So I'm quite excited to see how Brazil will perform in the upcoming day, especially tomorrow, which is the final. So as I'm recording this video, today is the 22nd of November. So the final is on the 23rd. So I'm excited to see how this will go. Moving on, in my 18th spot, I have Canada. Travis Edward, he is really charismatic, really charming, very handsome too. He has worked in New York Fashion Week and other fashion weeks as well in Canada and of course in the US. He kind of reminds me of an actor. I cannot pinpoint the name of the Hollywood actor, but he has a very Hollywood look. So I think if he goes into acting in the future, he'll be quite successful. He placed in top 5 at the head-to-head challenge, which means he has very good public speaking skills. And I was really impressed with how expressive he was, his facial expressions, how he delivered his message. Everything was really well done. So I think Canada will be in top 20. He also placed in top 5 for the talent. So he's very talented, very versatile. So I think overall, Canada sent a very strong contender, and I think he could possibly place in the top 20. What do you think of Mr. Canada, Travis Edward? Let me know in the comment section. And which Hollywood actor do you think he looks like? Because he kind of looks like someone, I just cannot tell who he looks like, but he's really handsome though. Moving on to my number 17th spot, I have Ecuador, Antonio Boja. So he is a celebrity. He is a public speaker in his country, Ecuador. He has done a lot of hosting, TV shows, and he's very confident in terms of speaking skills. He's not placed in the head-to-head challenge, but I do think that he has a lot of confidence, even though he's speaking in Spanish. And I don't really speak Spanish. I'm not good in Spanish, but I could really feel that he was speaking with really passion and a lot of strength. So I think that he would probably be in the top 20. Except for the competition aspect, I was also looking at the personality of the contestants, and Mr. Ecuador, Antonio, I think he has one of the best personality. He is really charming, really friendly. How he was interacting with the local Vietnamese people, that really touched my heart. Number 16, Mr. Thailand, Jirawat. I think he's really handsome. He has that traditional Thai look, which a lot of people find it really handsome. You know, kind of dark, like brown skin, tan skin, very big shoulders, very masculine. I think he's really attractive. He also placed in the top 30 for the Beauty of the Purpose. Congratulations with that. He touched my heart when he's talked about his family and how his mother really inspired him to just go out there and especially serve other people. I thought that was a really inspiring story. So I think he'll get high points for the Beauty of the Purpose. I was really surprised he did not place in the top model. He also did a phenomenal performance in the top model round and also the national costume, which I was a bit surprised he did not place in either of them. But I do think he'll be in top 20. He's really dashing. He's a gentleman, and he also gets really high points on social media because he's very active on his social media, especially his Instagram, how he interacts with his fans, his followers. So yeah, he gets high points in all those departments that I just mentioned. So good luck to you, Mr. Thailand. In number 15, I have Mr. Mexico, Alan Salazar. He is one of the younger contestants, but he is extremely mature, very intelligent, very well spoken. And I know he did not place in the head-to-head challenge, but I was actually quite impressed with how he delivered his message. I think he's quite mature beyond his years, and he placed in top 12 for the top model, which I expected. He's very strong in terms of stage presence. His presentation was excellent. He just has that confidence every time he performs on the stage. He just has one of the best stage presentation, I would say. So he got high points for me. from my side on the top model. Then multimedia, obviously, he's also someone who's very active in social media. I love looking at his online content. He's always interacting with the fans. He's talking about his Beauty of the Purpose project, hence why he's also in the top 30 with the Beauty of the Purpose. So I think Mexico has sent an excellent delegate to the Mr. World, and I'll be more than happy if he makes it further than top 20, maybe in top 10. Number 14, Mr. China, Wei Zihong. He has a very cute boy next door quality about him. I really like his personality, how he's so charming with Mr. Turkey, Mr. Vietnam. I love the interaction. I'm really happy that he is in Vietnam and he's creating this bond, this long-lasting friendship that he will have when he finishes the competition. He has friends in Turkey, in Vietnam that he can talk to. So I thought that was really lovely to see that, a little bit of cute moment. And also, I must say that China, for me personally, in my opinion, he is the strongest Mr. China world we have seen in this competition. I usually do not notice Mr. China often in male pageantry, but I'm really impressed with Mr. World China. He just has that special quality, which is very likable. You know, when you see some people who may not have the best stage presence, even though he did place in top model in top 12, he does not have the best runway, but he just makes it up in the personality. And he's also got active on his social media. I like how he talks to his fans and he's just so cute. He's just so approachable. And I think being a Mr. World is all about creating those memories, that friendship, connecting with people. And I think that is the reason Mr. China got quite high points in the multimedia, of course, social media, that is. 13th place, I have Mr. India, Goku Ganeshan, and he is really handsome. I really love his smile. It's so genuine. I can really feel that he has a very sweet personality. He's so friendly to the contestants. I think he just seems very dashing. I can see him work in Bollywood or Hollywood if he wants, because he kind of has that actor vibe. It's just me. Like, he kind of gives me like a very handsome guy with like a dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes, and yeah, I think I just he has that special quality that I think he will do really good in acting. And he also plays in four of the fast tracks. I'm looking at the screen. He was in top 12 for top model, multimedia top 17, head to challenge top 20. Of course, Beauty of the Purpose, top 30. I think India has done an excellent job sending such a strong contestant to the Mr. World, as they have done in the Miss World. I know a lot of the Indian pageant fans really follow Miss World organization compared to other beauty pageants. So I could really feel that the organization who selected Goku or Mr. India to the Mr. World organization did an excellent choice, because he is performed really well in the four of the fast track events. And I know that he's going to ace the question and answer round. The moment he gets that microphone, he's unstoppable. Due to the continental choices for the top four, that is the only reason I don't have India. But if we did not have the continental selection for the top 10 and the top four, then I will have India much higher in my list. Then in my number 12 spot, I have Czech Republic, Thomas Herring. Thomas is super gentleman. He is just so caring to the people. I think he is a true exceptional hero, honestly. I was looking at his Beauty of the Purpose. It was really good. I like how he takes care of the people. Like I said previously, he's a gentleman. And for me, having good personality gets high points than just a physique. Obviously, he's also really attractive. He has big muscles. So I think the Mr. World organization will be very happy, since the reigning queen, Miss World, is from the Czech Republic. And they have worked with the same organization who sent, so Miss Czech Republic has the Mr. World Czech Republic as well. So I'm happy with the Czech delegates for the recent international pageant. I think they have done an excellent job. He's phenomenal. He's wonderful. And he also was in the top 5 for the head-to-head challenge. So he's very good at public speaking, very confident, very charismatic. So I really like Czech Republic. He was in the top 17 for the multimedia, yes. So he has done good at 2 of the fast track events, and I think he will do even much better moving forward. So I'm excited for the Czech Republic. So good job to you, Miss Czech Republic organization, for sending Thomas to the Mr. World organization. Moving on, in my number 11 spot, I have the Lebanon. You guys know Lebanese men. I love Lebanese men. Like, for me, there's something about them. It's kind of like a mix between like Asian with a little bit of European balance, because I know they speak a bit of French too in Lebanon. So for me, Lebanese men just are like one of the best quality of men they have. Anyway, talking about the contestants, Mario El Haziz, he is excellent. He has done really well in all the challenges. He was top 30 for Beauty of the Purpose as well. So I think he'll be in the top, either top 20 or top 10. I was a bit hesitant to put him higher, because I do have 2 other Asian contestants who I think did a little bit better than him. But regardless, I think he looks like a Prince Aladdin. And just something about him, he just has that special quality that you just like Just look at him, how he talks to people. He just has a warmth in his eyes, and yeah, there's something about this Middle Eastern man, like they just do it for me. What do you guys think? Like, do you guys also guys like Lebanese men? If you do, let me know in the comments because I think they are extremely handsome. And also, yeah, Mario was the winner of Mr. Lebanon, and I think the one before him won Mr. Grand International, if I'm not wrong. So the one who has like beautiful eyes. So yeah, I think Lebanon will perform very well in Mr. World. I'm really excited to see what placement will he get tomorrow at the final coronation of Mr. World. And if you like Mr. Lebanon, let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts on Mr. Lebanon. Then moving on in my top 10. So this is the crucial moment where I'll be talking about the ones that I think could either win the Mr. World crown or place in the top four. So it can go either way. In my number 10 spot, I have Mr. Argentina, Thomas Gigo. I think he's really cute. First of all, he looks like a Disney prince. I think he has such a cute, very, very charming face. He could easily work in Hollywood. Another one after India, who I could see him work in a bigger screen, like movies, like cheap TV dramas in the US. He also has his own modeling agency back home in Argentina, where he provides to underprivileged people regarding the mentorship about modeling, runway classes, personality development. So I think he's done an excellent job despite being so young. I think he's like 24. I need to double check his age, but he is quite one of the younger contestants. But despite that, he's quite mature beyond his years. He's really well spoken, very confident. I love his stage presence. He just has that graceful, very elegant gentleman vibe about him. So I think Argentina has done an excellent job sending him at the Mr. World competition. I think he could possibly even place in the top four, actually. It's just the Continental Groups makes it a bit more difficult, but I just think he will do really well. What do you think of Mr. Argentina? It's just me that I'm blushing when I look at him. Just he just makes me like him even more. So he placed top 17 for multimedia and head-to-head challenge top 20. So he has done pretty well for himself, looking at the performance at the fast track events. And I wish him all the best. I think Argentina will possibly be either in top 10 or even further, which will not surprise me. In number 9 spot, I have Mr. Philippines, Kirk Bondad. He's half Filipino, half German, and hence why he has the perfect balance between the Asian face and a very tall German height and great masculine physique as well. I think he did really well because he was the runner-up for the Mr. Sports Challenge just under Puerto Rico. So he did really well for the Sports Challenge. He was top 12 for the top model. Beauty with Purpose, he was top 30 as well. So I'm thinking he did really good. I'm really happy because he just makes me second one who makes me blush when I'm looking at him. He also got really high points for the social media because he's very active on his social media. I love his personality. He's very likable. He's a little bit like naughty, if you know what I'm talking about. He's a bit cheeky because in his social media, if you follow him in his like Instagram especially, he has these reels where he's traveling around the Philippines, showcasing people the beauty of the natural beauty of the Philippines, while also kind of having that fun with Mr. Supranational Philippines. So I like both of them. Personality, high points. Physique, obviously. Stage presence, high points. He's excellent. Well, the only reason I didn't give him in the top four is because he did not perform as well as I had expected during the head-to-head challenge. There's something about his head-to-head challenge performance that I was not a big fan of. Maybe he got nervous, but I do think he needs to improve his speaking skills. So I was a bit head scratching because I thought he'd be much better at speaking skills. So he got a bit nervous during the head-to-head challenge. So that is the reason I have deducted some points in terms of the communication skills, as I had high expectation from Kirk, but I do know that he will work on that. He will improve his speaking skills moving forward on the grand coronation, which is happening tomorrow in Vietnam. So I do wish him all the best. Everything else, 10 out of 10. It's just the speaking skills. I have given him about 7.5 out of 10. So he has been deducted some points in the speaking skill. Other than that, I think he will make it to the top four as long as he's confident, as we know he has that vibe, right? Like he is a true gentleman. So as long as he improves the speaking skills, I think he could possibly win Mr. World. Not a question. What do you think of Mr. Philippines? Let me know. And what do you think of my placement giving him in the 9th spot? In my number 8, I have Venezuela. The pageant country of Venezuela has sent Juan Alberto Garcia. He's extremely handsome. He has that dashing, very classic, the Latin vibes with his tan skin, very beautiful masculine beard, and of course facial hair and the bushy eyebrows. That I also love his hairstyle. It's a very signature look. It's very true classic 1920s Hollywood actor wise. So I truly think Venezuela has done a great job selecting him for the Mr. World competition. He did really well for the top model. I do think, similar to Philippines, his speaking skills is not his biggest strength. So for me, I was a bit hesitant to give him further than top eight because of the speaking skills, as he doesn't speak English properly, and his head-to-head challenge was not that great. So I think that he just needs to be a bit more calm, just breathe, take a deep breath, have that composure, calmness, be collective, and just speak. Whether you speak Spanish or English, I don't think language should be a barrier in order for you to classify into the top four. In terms of physique, personality, 10 out of 10. It's just the speaking skills. I'm a little bit hesitant that I'm a bit worried that he might not do well if he gets to the speaking skills. So that is the only reason he is in my number eight spot. Other than that, I think Venezuela is very handsome. I have a feeling Madame Julia will probably like Venezuela. So yeah, let's see what happens. In number seven spot, I have Mr. Puerto Rico, Daniel Meja. I think he did exceptionally well at the fast track events because he placed in every single one of them. So he was the winner of Mr. Sports. He's very athletic, has a great body, he's very toned. It's like he can just run around, swimming, you name it. He did excellent at the fast track events. Very, very impressed with his speaking skills. He is really able to connect with the viewers. Remember, I talked previously, you need to be someone relatable, approachable, friendly, and also have that way of speaking to people genuinely from your heart. And that's one quality that makes Puerto Rico different from other contestants. Despite being so masculine and have a great physique since he won Mr. Sports, he is also able to talk to people in a one-to-one human level. So I was able to connect with him, his story during the head-to-head challenge, and I actually found it really attractive. And that's something kind of made me connect to, okay, you know what? Puerto Rico probably should be in the question and answer round because he's so eloquent. He is the definition of being a Mr. World. Being a Mr. World is not that you have to be the most handsome person in the entire group. No, being a Mr. World is all about connecting with people, having that social advocacy, which he does have because he's also in the top 30 for Beauty with a Purpose, talking to people, using through music, his talent of public speaking to help other people. He talked about his personal life. It really touched my heart when he talked about his personal life, where his family came from very underprivileged background, but he was the breadwinner of his family and he was there to provide for his family. For me, that is a true gentleman. That really is an example of being a Mr. World to provide for him, not only for himself, but his entire family back home in Puerto Rico. And for me, I think that really gets high points. Just being so mature, confident, good at speaking, of course, talent. He also was in top five for talent round. Like I said, head-to-head challenge, very good at public speaking. Multimedia also, he's in top 17. And of course, Beauty with Purpose, he's in the top 30. So I do think Puerto Rico could actually make it to the top four because he has placed in every single fast track event and quite high actually. So he has one of the highest scores in if you looking at the fast track events. So I think overall, I would be really happy if Puerto Rico makes the top four. It's just that the one I picked in the top four comes from the same continent as Puerto Rico. So that is the only reason I don't have him in my last four finalists. But overall, very good job. You should be very proud of yourself. Overall, a great performance entirely. And I'll be more than happy if Puerto Rico actually makes it to the top four or even wins the Mr. World crown. So what do you think of Puerto Rico? Let me know in the comment section. Number six, I have Italia. Bruno. Bruno is such a funny guy. Like honestly, like he's so handsome, but he doesn't take it so seriously. Like, does it make sense? It's kind of similar to Mr. Philippines. They both have probably one of the most handsome face in the competition, but the fact that he can just kind of make a fool of himself in the best way possible, but he's kind of out there. And if you look at his social media, he's always having fun. It just enjoying every moment of it. I think being in pageantry for so long, as he's done Mr. Supranational, Mr. International, I think Mr. Global. So he has the international pageant experience. He's quite confident. So I do like that aspect about him. And also, like I said, his personality is top-notch quality. I just love that how he talks to people. He's very well spoken. He was in top 20 for head-to-head challenge, multimedia, obviously, top 17, top model, top 12. He has great phenomenal stage presence. I was really impressed with his top model presentation where he had that white outfit with a big jacket and he just with the win. I thought that was so good. I was really impressed with his stage presentation and he was in top three for Mr. Sports. So he's very athletic, well built, very masculine. And of course, Beauty with the Purpose, he's also in the top 30. So he plays in 5 of the fast track events. That is an excellent performance that he has given. And I know he changed the country. Previously, he represented Ecuador, but now he's representing Italy. For me, that is not an issue. Being a global citizen, similar to Bruno, who has lived in so many different countries, it really allows you to adapt yourself and to grow with the environment. So whether you are in Asia, where you are in the Europe, or in Latin America, in his case, so he really had a vision that he has been able to expand his perspective, his knowledge about different environment, different settings, cultures, tradition. So for me, that is really important because being a Mr. World, you have to travel to so many different circumstances, different countries. Some might be quite a good, very developed countries, but you also have to go to places which are quite underprivileged, especially in Africa and in Asia, where there are some situations that you may not feel that comfortable with, but you cannot complain because being a Mr. World, similar to Miss World, you have to help the underprivileged people. So I do think he has that personality to adapt to new situations. So that is the reason he got really high points in personality, his social media, social advocacy, stage presence. So I think he'll be really well candidate for the Mr. World crown. In fifth place, I have Mr. Australia. Lucky, I think he is so handsome, very charismatic, a true gentleman, honestly. He just seems so nice and caring, and also he has that dashing look. I love his hairstyle, how he presents himself on the stage, great presentation projection. And of course, he was really well spoken, especially in the head-to-head challenge, where he was the first runner-up, the silver medalist for the head-to-head challenge. So he was able to talk about different topics, social topics that he was really aware about different situation that is happening globally around the world. So for me, that really made me think, okay, he has that knowledge because he has the international experience of competing at Manhunt International, where he did win that crown. I think that allowed him to have that boost of confidence, and he's much more comfortable stand on the stage and perform beautifully, very carefree and very laid back, that Aussie attitude, which I love. So yeah, he gets high points in all those departments. And of course, Beauty to the Purpose is also in the top 30. So I think Australia could actually win Mr. World. I will not be surprised if Australia wins. What do you think of Mr. Australia, guys? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really impressed with how he has managed to adapt himself differently compared to the Manhunt International, where he was much more young, youthful. I feel like now he's a bit more mature. He has a bit more maturity that he has kind of learned through life experience. So I'm excited about Australia. My top four, also known as the Continental Kings, which come from each of the different regions who have made it to the top four, according to the format of the Mr. World organization. In my third runner-up goes to Mr. Kenya, Teddy Rooster. I'm really happy that he's a proud Kenyan man who's proud of his African heritage culture, as he's always wearing accessories that represent his country, Kenya, whether it's the sash ceremony, top model, of course, the other rounds like head-to-head challenge and other pre-activities. He's always has that pride of being a true African. I like that he's so authentic, he seems sincere, he's always smiling. I love his bright smile. So I think he will do really well. I think he's the strongest African contestant at the Mr. World pageant, and I think he will do really well. So I think he will win Mr. Africa. What do you think of Mr. Kenya and his personality? Because he is just so nice to look at. He just seems really caring and very humble. I think that's the right word to describe him. He seems really humble and down to earth. So I like Mr. Kenya. My second runner-up goes to Mr. Vietnam, Pham Tuan Ngo. He's also very dashing. First of all, I absolutely have fallen in love with Mr. Vietnam. I love how he carries himself on and off stage. I looked at his national costume, behind the scene of the national costume, where he was carrying over 30 kilograms of the national costume, which is extremely heavy. But he was really proud of being Vietnamese, representing the host country. That he said, you know what, it may be heavy, but I'll take on the responsibilities to be a Mr. World Vietnam, to showcase everyone that he's proud of his Vietnamese heritage, his culture. So that for me, he gets a lot of respect just for doing that. Also being a host country, he took on that responsibility to say, you know what, I'm going all out there. I'm going to make sure all the contestants have a fantastic experience, a wonderful experience in here in Vietnam. So he gets high points for the personality, his determination, dedication. His stage presence is excellent. He made the top 12 for the top model. He's extremely talented, as he was in top 5 for the talent round, multimedia top 17, head-to-head challenge top 20, and beauty to the purpose top 30. Usually I don't like host country placing quite high, but in this case I actually do not mind. He is an exceptional because he's phenomenal. He's so likable, so handsome. He's also very good at public speaking, so I think that is a plus point. That is his strength. He speaks fluent Vietnamese and English, so If you look at his national pageant, I love how he was so eloquent about expressing himself, talking about his social charitable activities that he has done previously in Vietnam. So he has a long legacy of helping other people, long history of doing humanitarian acts of kindness and empathy. So for me, those are the qualities of a Mr. World. So if they want to crown a host country or if they want to crown an Asian delegate, I think it was Mr. Vietnam. I'll be more than happy if he wins the Mr. World crown. What do you think of Mr. Vietnam, guys? Let me know in the comment section. And do you think it's about time for Vietnam to finally win their first Mr. World crown? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we have top two left. So my top two are my first runner-up goes to Mr. Spain, Tony Thomas. My first runner-up goes to Mr. Spain, who is also the Mr. Europe. Tony Company. He works as a real estate agent and he has been selling million-dollar houses in Mallorca in the southern Spain, where I've actually had the privilege of traveling there with my family. And it was such a beautiful, pristine, clear water, beaches. It is breathtaking. You have to go to Mallorca and in Spain in general. Talking about Mr. Spain, I think he has a very kind heart. I was really touched with his Beauty the Purpose project, which goes talking about his Beauty the Purpose, it really touched my heart because it's about helping people. Let me go to his Beauty the Purpose. My first runner-up goes to Mr. United States, Daryl Alexandra. After studying kinesiology, Daryl is now the owner of Precision Focus Coaching, where he writes his ambitions out to grow his business and get married and become a wonderful father. After listening to his head-to-head challenge performance, where he was really eloquent, very powerful leader, I think he has a bright future in politics. So if he wants to head towards that direction in the US election, I think maybe after like 10, 20 years, he would be a great president of the USA, one of the most powerful countries in the world. And I was really touched by his story. He talked about when he was in high school, a lot of people put him down because he was not the conventionally attractive, handsome guy during high school, which I think a lot of us can connect to that. Despite all the challenges, the hurdles that he have went through, he's going to overcome them and turn it into a champion like the Captain America he was doing national costume, which I absolutely loved. What do you guys think of Mr. USA dressed up as Captain America? I thought that was genius because it is iconic. Everyone knows it. It's especially if you've watch Hollywood movies, it's a very incredibly famous fictional character. So I thought that was really well done. He's really smart, very intelligent, good at speaking skills, obviously had to challenge. And also he did really well in the other challenges. He won head to challenge and he was top 5 for the talent round. So I think he did really well in 2 of the fast track events. My choice for Mr. World 2024 goes to Mr. Spain, who is also the Mr. Europe. Tony Company. He works as a real estate agent and he has been selling million-dollar houses in Mallorca in the southern Spain, where I've actually had the privilege of traveling there with my family. And it was such a beautiful, pristine, clear water, beaches. It is breathtaking. You have to go to Mallorca and in Spain in general. Talking about Mr. Spain, I think he has a very kind heart. I was really touched with his Beauty the Purpose. I really feel in touch with Mr. Spain after listening to his Beauty the Purpose project, which is about a rare disease, especially that affects his family members, that inspired him to start this Beauty the Purpose project a few years ago. And I think it is commendable and truly appreciate and respect his hard work and dedication that he has been doing in order to raise funds through charity gala dinners in Spain to raise money for this rare disease for his family that is affecting. He wants to do research about this topic so other people or the families will not be affected as much as he did. So for me, that is inspirational. It is motivational. So I would love to see Spain win the Mr. World crown if they want to crown a European contestant. I think Spain is the direction to go because he's extremely handsome, very dashing. He's a man with a purpose, very intelligent, well spoken, good at stage presence because he plays in the top model as well. So I think overall he's a complete package, and I'd be more than happy if Spain's wins. I'll be more than happy if Spain wins the Mr. World crown. So what do you guys think of Mr. Espana? Let me know in the comment section. I think he has a bright future and a huge potential to do wonders with the Mr. World platforms as the next Mr. World. What do you guys think of my choices for Mr. World 2024? Let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with my choices. I have followed the Mr. World format of continental groups. That is the reason I have only one contestant per region in my top 4. And that is something that will happen tomorrow. What do you also guys think of the continental system that is quite similar to Miss World? Do you agree or do you disagree with that format as well? As well as let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with my choices as well. I'm quite interested to know Who are your personal favorites for the Mr. World crown, which is happening tomorrow in Vietnam? Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And like I said previously, please follow me on my social media at the Pageant Empress, and do not forget to click the subscribe button. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. At the moment, I have only 7% of my viewers watch my YouTube channels that have been subscribed to my YouTube channel. Is completely free, so it will mean so much to me. Please click the subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys after the Mr. World pageant for the best pageant of 2024, which you guys voted on my social media. So until next time, I hope to see you guys once again in my next video. So see you again. Bye bye.